I just launched my first real AI startup today with no prior experience and decided to document the entire journey from day one to inspire those of you who also aspire the same thing, who want to launch a startup themselves, particularly a tech startup, but is just scared or unsure. And I don't really have a script for this video in place other than just some notes I took down in order to remind me of what I'm gonna talk about. So don't mind me if this video just comes across different compared to my other videos or just honestly sucks, because I'm trying to make it as genuine and natural as possible as I convey whatever it is that I'm thinking in real time. And my goal with this video is actually to make you become more comfortable with uncertainty, to make you step out of your comfort zone and also take risks as I'm doing, by giving you a glimpse into my perspective as someone who has no prior experience in any of these, either launching or managing a startup. And unlike many other startup videos that only get made after success, I'm doing it on day one so that you can see my raw thought process, my failures and wins as they happen, which I'm going to be sharing in future updates that I'm planning to do every month. I'm also going to share real numbers like MRR and other things to make this an open experiment that everybody can learn from. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what it is that I'm building, why I'm building it, and how I built it at a high level. I'm going to share some key philosophies and strategies that I'm using to launch this. And I also want to talk about a mindset shift that I think is insanely important to adopt when approaching this sort of venture. So first of all, let me talk about what it is that I'm building so that we can actually go into the other things that I'm going to talk about. It is called Better Ad. The idea is to allow companies turn their raw product images into marketing optimized visuals that actually get customers to buy, and that's the core idea of the entire startup. Currently it's an MVP, which stands for minimum viable product for those of you who don't know, and it's also one of the key philosophies that I'm going to touch on once I'm done showing you exactly what this app is about. And it's also in beta for the first month to give me space to gather feedback and improve on the experience, while also adding in more features before I do the official launch. So now let's actually get to the fun part where I actually walk you through the app. All right, so first of all, this is what the landing page looks like, which focuses on demonstrating the features of the app along with their results. And this continues all the way to the bottom of the page, which ends with a CTA. I'm just gonna click on this so that we can log in. And this is what the login page looks like. Currently, we can log in either through Google or just using a manual email password. I'm just gonna go with Google, and once we are in, it redirects us to Product Studio, which is where all the magics happen. But before we do anything, I would like to show you the connections page. This is where we are able to actually integrate our social media into this app, and you can see that currently we have Instagram and Facebook. This allows us to do the things that I'm going to show you in just a bit. The next thing I want to show you is the model studio. Let's say if a company wants to generate a custom model that they want to represent their product with, they can come to this page and they could basically just use this. And you can see that we have a render model option here that says Better Ad and Better Ad Pro. Under the hood, they are actually just Nano Banana and Nano Banana Pro. But I was like, you know what, let me put on my own branding. But I think it would be better if I just changed it to make, you know, at least people's expectations would be higher. Maybe if I put it this way, they'll be like, yo, does this actually even work? So this is something I'm considering right now. But just to see an example of this, I'm going to create one model for us. I'm going to go with female. I'm going to make the height 5'8". Same skin color. For the expression, I'm going to go with warm. For the age, I'm going to go with maybe 22. And for the eyes, go blue. And for the hair, maybe just blonde or whatever. I'm going to click on generate model. And basically right now we are generating a model using Nano Banana under the hood, right? All right, so our model got generated here. As you can see, we can also download it if we'd like. And I'm just gonna go ahead and click on add to catalog so that we can see it later when we want to pick for a model. I'm gonna call this Katie maybe and save it. So the next thing I want to show you is the product studio. From here you can see I already have my previous products that I've generated images from. I'm going to click on start a vision, and here you can see that we have two options. We can either upload an image locally Or you can also see that we have a social import option, which basically allows us to import images that we uploaded to the platforms that we integrated. In this case, we got Instagram and Facebook. If it's a carousel, you can go into it and select the individual images. You can see here that I already have an image generated for a denim type of jeans with a girl here. And for this, I'm actually going to go ahead and generate another one. I'm not going to use the social media. I'm just going to go with the same pants. And as soon as we upload the product image, what happens is it starts analyzing it. Rather, the system passes it to an LLM. The LLM does two kinds of analysis. It first classifies the image to understand if it's a primary product, if it's its packaging. These different kinds of uploads will make the AI treat them differently for different kinds of images that it is generating. The second thing it does is analyzing the product, like understanding its type of materials. You can see the palette, the material here, and you can see how it analyzed its silhouette, understanding that it's a relaxed modern proportion fit, which is exactly what it is. And once this process is complete, what we can do is we can start picking a model for it, or also a theme which gets recommended to us by the AI model. You can see that this is the recommended theme that it gives us, and otherwise you can also select from any ones here. I'm gonna go with the minimal modern that it already selected, and you can see there is also an option that says include stories. You can generate stories out of this basically, and then I'm gonna pick the model that we just created in the model studio, Katie, and we can again pick the render model we want to use, which again are both either Nano Banana or Nano Banana Pro. I'm just gonna go with Nano Banana or better at, and for the comment I can say something like create it in the style of an ad creative, and for the product info I can add something like it has 4.9 star reviews with 5,000 plus reviews. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm sure the AI will understand it anyway. With this, we actually can click on render product images, and what it's going to do is going to start generating the images for us, right? All right, so there you have it. We have the images generated. You can see that this is the story suite, and the reason it generated stories is because we clicked on include stories, and this is what they look like. And these ones here are the feeds related images, as you can also see. And as you remember, I added the comment saying that it got 4.9 stars with 5,000 plus reviews, and you can see that that's exactly what it has done. It has weaved it intelligently into images that actually make sense. It didn't do it for all of it. It just picked some of it that it thought would make sense to have this in, and you can see that it did it for this one here as well. And also remember that this is just Nano Banana, not even Nano Banana Pro. With Nano Banana Pro, it's able to do a much better job, right? And the other thing that the integration allows us to do here is you can actually pick an image and you can upload it directly from here. You can even change the order, and you can also upload stories directly from here as well to both your platforms. So let's actually do that for fun. I'm gonna say test and click on publish set so that we can see that it actually does upload. All right, so the upload is complete, and we can actually head over to the socials dashboard to see our posts across these different platforms, and you can see that the ones we just uploaded is also visible here. We also have this insights panel to the right, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Another thing you can do is you can actually filter it by the origin, whether or not it was uploaded through this app or not. If it's not through this app, there's an option where you can click on AI Revive, and what it does is it imports all the images associated to that post and creates another product studio that you can regenerate in a better way, or in other words optimize, or in other words AI Revive from. All right, so that is what the startup is about and the current state that it is in. As you can see, as I mentioned, it is still just an MVP, so there's still loads of things I'll have to implement along the way. And as I also mentioned, it is currently in beta for the next 1 month, and there's only one pricing tier. That is my strategy, which is just $5. The idea is to get the first initial users to test out and provide me with feedback, and as a matter of fact, I'm capping the amount of people that can purchase credits to just 20. So if you're somebody that's actually in the space and work with these sort of things, I would be more than happy to have you in, try it out, and I'll reach out to you through your email. And for those of you who are interested in the technical details, the amount of time it took me to build this was just under 3 weeks, and I built it by semi-wipe coding using Codex. The reason I said semi-wipe coding is because I was a software engineer of 5 years. Therefore, I have a good amount of experience in developing applications, and so I was able to work together alongside with Codex, not just rely on its own outputs, but also relied on my own guidance. I'm the one who basically guided it, and it was sort of my apprentice, and together we made a great team. And that's how I was able to build something like this in just under 3 weeks. And the tech stack that I use in order to build this is as follows. For the full stack framework, I use Next.js. For the database and authentication, I use Supabase. And for hosting, I'm using Netlify. This might change when hopefully the number of users start scaling. All right, so now that we got all of that out of the way, as I also mentioned at the beginning of the video, I would like to talk about some of the key philosophies and ideas that I use that I think are super effective when approaching this sort of venture. The first one is the mindset shift. When you want to approach something like this where you have no idea if it's gonna work out or not, and especially if it's going to be worth it for the amount of time you put into it, right? And if at the end of it you don't get anything tangible, then you might think that it is not worth it. But the way I see it, and the mindset shift I would like to invite you to adopt, is to think of it in terms of the worst case scenario and the best case scenario, where you assess what the best case and worst case scenario is, and particularly focus on the worst case scenario, right? So let's take this as an example. What is the worst case for me? Like, I would not make any profit. I would end up just closing the app. I paid $200 for the domain in this case, and that would just go away, right? That's the worst case scenario, and I would have spent a lot of time putting in effort that I would think that didn't come into fruition. But you can also look at it in the things that it adds to you that are intangible or just not immediate, but profoundly affects your life. And that is the fact that even in the worst case, I would have to get exposed to a set of knowledge that I have never in the past. Like, for example, right now it's a total oblivion for me. I'm not sure how I'm going to market it. I'm not sure how to, like, for example, potentially talk to investors and pitch for the product, get clients. I'll have to become better at communicating, and just so many more dimensions that this is going to improve me in, which otherwise I wouldn't have improved on. So I think in this case, for instance, even the worst case is something where it turns me into a more well-rounded person, and that is what makes me think that this is a worthwhile pursuit. Because even if it doesn't give me any immediate returns, the person that it is going to turn me into is going to be able to, get the things I desire in the future. So you can look at it from the personal development perspective. And so this was the first idea I wanted to share with you guys that I heavily adopt. The second one is the MVP, and I'm going to talk based on my past experience. Again, MVP stands for minimum viable product. And a couple years ago, I took a sabbatical from my company just to build an app. And at that time, I didn't even know what an MVP was, or I just didn't have that mentality. So what I did was I tried to perfect the app before I even launched it. And because I approached it that way, the amount of time I put in, or the amount of things I was able to build in that 3 months, wasn't even enough for me to have an MVP out, just because I spent way too much time on the base issues, like for example, the control panel and whatnot. And by the end of it, I had to start back with work, and for some reason, for a good reason actually, I was already burnt out of what I was doing, just because I didn't get the reward in time. So an MVP means that the idea here is that as soon as you have something that is working, just a unit of work, just a problem that you are already solving through your solution, ship it, get it ready, get people to actually use it and test it and give you feedback that you could improve on. And this is just going to make the experience way more bearable. And quite frankly, I had a blast working on this app, because it just took me, again, under 3 weeks, and can't wait to actually see people's reaction and start getting the feedback of them. But yeah, this was the MVP front. And another idea and principle I would like to share about, which I also think is profound, is the ability to think from the perspective of others, because we tend to underestimate what comes easily to us, not because it's true, but simply because it feels that way, right? Like, it's super easy for me to write code because I've been a software engineer, but if you were to ask somebody who is not a software engineer, it would feel like rocket science, and that's exactly what I mean. So when you are coming up with ideas and when you want to build a product online or wherever, you have to know how to detach it or think from the perspective of your target audience. Because if I hadn't done that with this thing that I'm building, where I'm essentially building a wrapper app around tools like that already existed, like Nano Banana Pro, I would not see the opportunity there is, because I would feel like, hey, it's super easy to do. Yeah, for me it is easy, but for the people I'm targeting, it's actually not. They have no idea about what's going on under the hood. So knowing that allowed me to actually, you know, catch the opportunity that is out there, or at least the opportunity that I think is out there. And yeah, that is what I meant. I hope that made sense. Honestly, I feel I'm getting ahead of myself here, and I'm speaking super quickly, for if I had to be frank, but my name is not Frank, my name is Mahmoud. Yeah, that didn't make sense. Yeah, what am I saying? That is what happens when you have no script. You just start rambling. But yeah, I think that's about it. And what I'm planning to do next, that's a good question, is I'm gonna, like I said, for the first month, I'm not going to be promoting it as much other than I did in this video and just in my community. Get some few initial users. I'm capping it at 20. So if you'd like to join, again, I'm more than happy to have you, as long as it doesn't pass that first 20 people. And once this month is complete, that is when I'm going to start thinking about how to actually promote it more aggressively. I'm also planning to make one video a week on my, or a month on my channel about this startup. And yeah, that's basically it. And until then, I'm gonna just, you know, gauge or try to obtain feedback and implement as many features and fix any bugs that there may be there, and hope for the best, shoot in the dark, and see what happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you thought it was actually valuable. Having that said, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Take care.